Today's Shir, today Chodesh Tov Varach. Today's Chodesh Kislev. Now, why is the month called Kislev? Kislev is an acronym. Know what acronym means? FBI, IRS, CIA. This month we have Hanukkah. Hanukkah, you're supposed to open up your kiss with a good lave. Kislev. Kiss means your wallet. Hanukkah, you're supposed to give Hanukkah geld. You're supposed to open up your kiss with a good lave. You got to open up your wallet with a kind heart. Kiss means wallet. Pocketbook. Lave means a heart. So Hanukkah is a time to give tzedakah. Today's shir is, why do we bless the moon? In a couple of days we're going to bless the moon, right? Kiddush Levana. We say Kiddush Levana. The Sfardim say Birchat Levana.
The women.
You mind giving out the papers, Yuda? Oh, the women have to do Kiddush Levana. Stay tuned. The women have to do Kiddush Levana. And why do we have to bless the moon for? And should women bless the moon? Maybe the moon should bless us. Remember that song, Blue Moon? Moon, right? So what is it all about? Why do we bless the moon? The women have to bless the moon, or should they? You take a look at your source sheet, side number 1. Now, Kiddush Levana is a mitzvah. What kind of mitzvah is Kiddush Levana? What kind of mitzvah is it? It's a rabbinic mitzvah. We know the rabbis have 7 rabbinic mitzvot. There's 613 Torah mitzvahs, and there's 7 rabbinic mitzvahs. One of the 7 rabbinic mitzvahs is to make blessings. To make blessings over food, to make blessings on a mitzvah, and to make blessings over natural phenomena. There's Berchat HaMitzvah, there's Berchat what? Shevach v'Haidaya, and there's Berchat HaMitzvah, and Berchat Hana, right? And what? Berchat Hanenin, right? So one of the rabbinic mitzvahs is to make blessings. What kind of blessings? Over food, over a mitzvah, and over what? Niagara Falls, shooting star, or the waxing and the waning of the moon. Right? Thunder and lightning, Grand Canyon. So doing Kiddush Levana, or more correctly, Birchat Levana, is a rabbinic mitzvah of Shevach v'Haidaya, praising God for what? His wonderful, beautiful world. And the question is, should women do that mitzvah as well? And why do we have to bless the moon for? So let's take a look at side number 1, on source number 1 from Tractate Sanhedrin. Anyone that blesses the moon, yes, incredible. When you bless the moon, it's like what? You are receiving what? God's presence. Because we only see God through his what? Handiwork. So when you bless the moon, who are you really blessing? God who created the moon. It's ki'ilu mekabel penei ashchina. But you're not really receiving God's presence. It's what? It's make-believe, right? You're not really receiving God's presence. Okay? So let's take a look at why we have to do that. We only see God in his natural phenomena. The word for God in Hebrew, Elokim, is the same gematria as hateva. As what? As nature. As nature. Nachon? So when do you do Kiddush Levana or Birchat Levana? When do you do it? Source number 2. You see that? On side number 1, source number 2. Ein mevarchen al yereach ela motzei Shabbat. When do you do Kiddush Levana, Birchat Levana? Motzei Shabbos. Why not on Shabbos itself? Because ein marvin simcha b'simcha. What does that mean, Elisheva? You don't mix one joy with another. When we are blessing the moon, we're really blessing the Creator. We're praising him. That's great joy to the world. So we don't want to mix the joy of what? Of Kiddush Levana with the joy of Shabbos. Therefore, we don't bless the moon on Shabbos. We only do it when? Motzei Shabbat. Why dafke Motzei Shabbat? What's wrong with Tuesday night? Why dafke Motzei Shabbat? So, but why is the mitzvah, it was established to do it Motzei Shabbat? Why? Source number 2, why? Keshehu mevusam b'kelim noyin. What does mevusam mean? He's perfumed, he's oisgeputzt. How do you say that in English? He's oiskeputzt, dressed to the nine. He had a nice meal on Shabbos. He's in a good mood. Now he's in a proper frame of mind to what? To praise not the moon. We're not moon worshippers, right? To praise the Creator. Okay? To praise the Creator, of course. What? Why what? Why don't we praise the sun? That's a good question.
Because it's the same every day.
The sun, once in 28 years you do praise the sun. Once in 28 years you praise the sun. You don't praise the sun, you praise God who created the sun. Rachmiel asked a bomb kasha from Bombland. Why do we praise the Creator for the blue moon? Why not for the sun? Well, the Jewish people are compared to what? To the moon. We wax and we wane, right? The Jewish people, the moon shines and then it's swallowed up by darkness. The Jewish people were swallowed up by Holocaust and Auschwitz. It looks like we're finished. And 3 years later, after Auschwitz, we rise like a phoenix from the ashes. The Jewish people are, the Zohar says, we are the moon. The sun never changes, right? It's steady. That represents the Umat Olam, brash, bold, arrogant. The Jewish people are the Levuna, Shein vidi Levuna, Lechtig vidi Steren, la 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 la. I won't give up my day job, don't worry. So our destiny is the moon, Elisheva, right? Compared to the sun, it's like we're nothing. And we're surrounded by blackness and darkness. We look like we're about to disappear. But every month we what? We rejuvenate. We are the great comeback kid. That's the symbol of Am Yisrael. Therefore, we follow a lunar calendar and not what? Solar calendar, right? The Jewish people down and out. But every year we what? Every month. We rejuvenate, recycle. The power of Chidush. How 3 years after Hitler, how could we come back and build the jewel of the Middle East? Is that normal? After losing a third of our people, massacred in Auschwitz and the Holocaust, 3 years later we build this wonderful country from the ashes of Auschwitz, the jewel of the Middle East, the envy of the whole world, the leader of high-tech, low-tech, smartphones, dumb phones, startups, it's all Israel. 3 years after the Holocaust, is that normal? Dorit, is it normal? It's not normal. That's the power of Chidush, of Chodesh, the power of Kiddush HaChodesh. Who are we sanctifying?
Hashem.
Hashem, who gives us the power to rejuvenate. Versteh? Now, look at source number 3. The Kiddush Levana is the mitzvah of Berchat Shevach, one of the 7 rabbinic mitzvahs, is to praise God for His wonderful world. Source number 3 in the Rambam, Haroa Keshet, if someone sees a rainbow, he should make a bracha, Zoicher Habris, that God remembers the covenant with Noach, right? That's also Berchat Shevach V'Haidaya. And women make that bracha when women see a rainbow. Elisheva, when you see a rainbow, or when you see what? Niagara Falls? Remember, slowly I turn, step by step. Niagara Falls. I'm dating myself. I'm dating myself. Hey, Abed. I'm dating myself. But women make a bracha on what? On the Grand Canyon, Niagara Falls, a shooting star. They're praising God. So why don't they do Kiddush Levana? Well, stay tuned, okay? But it's something to think about. Something to think about. Source number 3, the Rambam. Okay? Haroya Keshes, you see the rainbow, you should make a Zoicher Bris. Haroya Levana, you should make a bracha on the Levana. So women do make a bracha on the rainbow, but for some reason, the minhag is for women not to what? Do Kiddush Levana. We'll see why. Stay tuned. Now, the Rambam, the second paragraph, source number 3, Yehuda, V'tzorech levorech bracha zu mumad. And you have to do Kiddush Levana standing up. So the Rambam goes on, I think it's underlined in black, no? Shekol ha'mavorech al chodesh bizmanoi. He quotes the Gemara, anyone that does Kiddush Levana on time, ki'ilu mekabel penei hashchina. It's like he what? Receives God's presence. Right? So till when can you do it? Rabbi Yaakov, you see that? Source number 3, the Rambam, the second paragraph. Im lo yibirech alea b'leil rishon mevorech ad shisha osayim b'chodesh. So you're allowed to do it. The latest time is to do it when? The 16th. But that's pushing it. Because then the moon is already what? Completely full. Right? So that's the latest. But anyway, the Rambam quotes the Gemara that anyone that does Kiddush Lavana, it's like he receives God's present. Ki'ilu. What does Ki'ilu mean?
As if.
Close but no cigar. Close but no cigar. Because you're not really receiving God's presence.
Right.
It's Ki'ilu. Because we see God through his handiwork. So Moralmi Prague says something incredible. In the middle of Kiddush Lavana, you turn to a fellow Yidel with a shmeichel, you say, Shalom Aleichem. Don't you do that? What does Shalom Aleichem got to do with Kiddush Lavana? In the middle of Kiddush Lavana, you do Shalom Aleichem. What does A got to do with B? Moralik says, explained on here, when you do Kiddush Lavana, it's make-believe receiving the Shekhinah, but you're not really receiving the Shekhinah. But when you turn to a fellow Jew with a shmeichel and a Shalom Aleichem, it's mikabel pnei Shekhinah. Yiddish Nachama, the Maral says that. When you greet a fellow Jew, it's not make-believe receiving God's presence. You're receiving God's presence. When I greet you, Elisheva, who am I greeting? Not just you, but the godly soul inside of you. I'm a soul man. I'm greeting the Chelik Elahai inside of you. Yiddish Moralmi Prague. So therefore, in the middle of make-believe of receiving the Shekhinah, turn to a Jew and receive the Shekhinah. When you greet a fellow Jew, you're greeting him and his godly soul. It's Chelik Elahai Mimal. It's Telem Elahim. Wow. If we actually believe that, how could we ever get angry with a fellow Jew? Okay. So we all agree that women do make a bracha on Niagara Falls, on a shooting star, on thunder and lightning, but for some reason they don't make a bracha on what? Levana. We'll see why not. Stay tuned. Well, because what? So it's not as it's man grama, but you got 15 days to do it. You got 15 days to do it. Not really man grama. You got 15 days to do it.
Probably the best reason is that they don't go to shul on Saturday nights.
What?
They don't go to shul on Saturday.
So do it yourself. You don't have to go to shul when you see a shooting star. You make a bracha. Also masa bereshis. You see. Oh, you know, partner, Shalom Aleichem. So you scream out to your neighbor, Shalom Aleichem. You knock on his door, Shalom Aleichem.
It's for the guys to do.
Why? You ladies make a bracha on Niagara Falls, on the Grand Canyon. That's also Berchat Shevach V'Haidayah. It's also a rabbinic mitzvah. So, but you got 15 days to do Kiddush Lavana. The Lavana, you got 15 days to do it.
Only one day.
It's not one day, it's 15 days to do it. Okay, so we'll get to that. We'll see why not. But anyway, the bottom of sheet number 1, 6, the Shulchan Aruch says as what? See that? Source number 6 on the bottom of on side number 1. Shulchan Aruch says what? Ein mevorchen yirecha motzei Shabbos, kishu mavusam. When you're oiskeputz, you've had good wine to drink, and you dress nice, you're in a happy mood, now you're in a good mood to praise the Creator. So when you praise the Creator, you have to be what? Oiskeputzt. How do you say that in English? Oiskeputzt. Dressed up. Okay? Now, the Haggadah says, V'dafkim leil motzei Shabbos hu koydem yom chodesh. That's only when Saturday night is before the 10th day of the month. Then you wait until what? Motzei Shabbos. Avla machakach. But if it's after the 10th of the month, Mamtina Motzei Shabbos, then you shouldn't wait until Motzei Shabbos. Shema, because maybe the following nights it'll be cloudy, and you won't see the moon anymore, and you'll miss the time. So do it Motzei Shabbos if it's before the 10th of the month. Then you wait till Motzei Shabbos. But if it's after that, don't wait, because maybe after that you only have until the 15th, and then it might be cloudy, and you'll miss the mitzvah. And when you do it during the week, you should get dressed up. And Ramah says, you didn't do it Shabbos night. You can do it during the week. But you should dress up begodim noyim. Did you know that? Take off your torn jeans. It's incredible, Elisheva. The style today, they wear torn jeans. I couldn't believe it. To shul. They come to shul with torn jeans. Isn't that sick? To shul. Lingi, it's crazy. They come to shul with torn jeans, and the more tears it has, the more expensive it is. I'm not joking. I saw it in the window on Rehov Yafa. It has 3 tears, it's 300 shekels. 5 tears, it's 450. It's sick. You have to pay them to tear your jeans. Does that make any sense, Dorit? Look at the Yetzer Hara. It's crazy. With sugar. Right? But anyway, you should take off your torn jeans, says the Ramah, and put on what? Begodim noyim. Okay? Fancy clothes. Right? Okay. Let's turn over to side number 2. Okay? Side number 2. And he says what? You should say, Veroke, you dance. You dance, you know that? When you do Kiddush Levana, don't you see them dancing? Yes. You shake a leg. Keshev ani roket, just like we dance in front of you, we'll dance what? When Mashiach comes, and then you say, Lechavero shalom alecha. You see, you say 3 times to your friend. You see that's underlined? You say to your friend, shalom alecha. Right? And we said why. The morale says why. And then, Menogin Loimar Yehuda, David, Melech Yisrael, Chai, 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 Kayam, David, Melech. Why do you sing that song in the middle of what? Of Kiddush Levana. Why? So you look at, it goes on, Shemachus Nimshel Levana. Because King David's reign is compared to what? A moon. King David's reign, Elisheva, is compared to the moon. Why? Because right now, King David's reign is what? All swallowed up in blackness. But Atid Let Chadesh, just like the moon renews itself, King David dynasty will what? Sonia will stay tuned, right? Before the year 6000, Atid Let Chadesh. You don't believe it? You don't believe it? A King David's dynasty will renew itself? Look at the moon. The moon looks like it's swallowed up, disappears in blackness, and it keeps shining. So King David dynasty, even though it's been swallowed up for a couple of 1,000 years, but eventually it will what? Shine again. Atid let chadeh, so therefore you sing that. And also why King David and the moon, just like the moon has no light of its own, Elisheva. The moon has a light on its own? It's only a pale reflection of what? Of the sun. So King David, I'm the great king, the Rambo of the Middle East, power and glory, forget about it. I'm just a poor reflection of what? Of the glory of Hashem. Just like the moon has no light of its own, it's a reflection of the sun. So King David, with all of his glory and all of his praises, called himself Talat. I'm only a caterpillar. Because I'm only a pale reflection of what he gives me. I have nothing in my own, just like the moon has nothing of her own. And that's another reason why King David is what? David, Melech Yisrael, Chai v'Kayam. His kingship is compared to the moon, Asid let Chadesh, right? Knesset Yisrael, and also, we are compared to the moon, Knesset Yisrael, Tachzor ledabek bebala. You know why you're so happy and you dance when you do the Kiddush Levana? We are going to become attached once again to our husband. Who is our husband, Sonia? Kodesh Baruch Hu. Wow. Knesset Yisrael Tachzor ledabek bebala. Knesset Yisrael is the Kala. Kodesh Baruch Hu is the Chatan, right? So we are going to once again attach ourselves to what? To the Shechina, Shua Kodesh Baruch Hu. Dugmat halvana hamischadeshet imachama shenemar shemesh yemogein taposuk and tilim v'lekein osen smochot. Therefore, when you do Kiddush Levana, you what? Dance. You dance for Kiddush HaChodesh, and you're happy and you dance. Dugmat sumchas nesuin, like at a wedding. Whose wedding? Me and you and me, so happy together. Wow. This is a foretaste. When Mashiach comes, God will what? Remove his mask, and God and us will be what? Elisheva, lovey-dovey again. Ooh, lovey-dovey again. And this is a foretaste of what we do when we do Kiddush Levana. Now the prophet Hosea says, how do you say husband in Hebrew? Bali. Bali.
Oh, that's my husband.
Bali, right?
Ba'alcha, your husband.
Bali.
Oh, okay.
My husband.
My husband,
Your
right?
husband.
Yiddish, my man.
My man.
My man.
But Hosea says, when Mashiach comes, God said, you won't call me Bali, you'll call me Ishi. So I don't understand, all these modern ladies today in Israel, the women's libers, they say, Bali oved b'misrat hachinuch. Bali means my master. But you're a women's liber, you're a modern lady. Why do you say Bali oved b'misrat hachinuch? And Bali oved b'chashmal. Bali over here, Bali. Why say Bali? Bali means my master. Ishi means my lovey-dovey hubby. So they should say. So God says, Avram Berkowitz, God says to the mouth of Hosea that when Mashiach comes, the Yidden will not call God Bali, my master husband. They'll call me Ishi, my lovey-dovey hubby. It makes me emotional. God says, when Mashiach comes, you will call me Ishi. You are my lovey-dovey hubby, God. Wow. The prophet Hosea. So the ladies today should say Ishi oved b'misrat hachinuch.
Nobody will know what
Know what you're talking about, right? Ishi.
But they say ishti for a wife.
Right, but not say Bali. Bali here, Bali there, Bali. Ishi. What Bali? Bali means my master. What? God says it'll be lovey-dovey time when Mashiach comes. Ishi. And God, you put on the tefillin every morning. Barastach li la'olam. Barastach li la'olam. Hosea. Why do we make 3 rings with the tefillin? 3 wedding bands. Every morning we put on God's wedding band. The tefillin. Rasta, God says, I marry you forever. I marry you with what? With love and righteousness? Forever. So how come ladies don't do that? They don't have to. Ladies know that they marry God every day. We need the props of the tefillin to remind us. But the women are naturally reminded. So when a woman puts on tefillin, she's lowering herself. We need the black boxes and the straps, Dory, to remind us that we are what? The kesher, zisel, behind the kesher, the love knot. You ladies don't need the props. You're naturally reminded that you're what? Lovey-dovey with Hashem. So they say in English, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So anyway, let's go on over here. Yes?
I heard about the Shalom Aleichem.
Go ahead.
Years ago I had heard, but years ago, witnesses used to come to tell me that
They saw the moon.
now what happens if they run there and it turns out another group of witnesses
Beat them to it.
them? So they would, next month
They wouldn't come.
So therefore you give them a big Shalom Aleichem.
Oh.
And you give them a party.
That's true.
Just for showing
Make
up.
sure that they'll show up next time. Very good. I like that. You gave the practical reason. I gave the Kabbalistic reason. Okay? Elu v'elu divrei Elohim chayim. Yes?
In a shiur in New York, they were saying that
New York. Where's that?
it's adjacent to Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah, they were saying that it's not good luck. You should not look at the rainbow. Hast du gehört davon?
Yes. Okay. So now, if you look in Ezekiel, chapter 1, the Shekhinah is contained in the rainbow. Ezekiel 1. So therefore, you shouldn't stare at the rainbow. But you have to glance at it, otherwise you can't make a bracha. Remember, God made a covenant with Noah, he's not going to flood the world. What's the physical symbol of the covenant? The rainbow. So, in order to make a bracha, you have to glance at it.
Same with the moon. You don't stare at the moon.
You're not supposed to stare at the rainbow. The moon is not a problem to stare at, but you don't stare at the rainbow because God's presence is concealed there. You give a quick glance and make the bracha, Zocher Habrit. God remembers his covenant with Noah, not to what? Flood mankind again.
Why did he make it so beautiful?
The beautiful rainbow, huh? The 7 colors of the rainbow, and he gave it to Noah. How many mitzvahs of Noah had to have?
7.
How many colors of the rainbow? 7. Coinky dinky?
No.
So therefore he made the covenant with Noah. Keep the 7, go to heaven. The 7 colors of the rainbow represent, Chava, the 7 Noahide laws. and therefore it's given to Noach. Keep the 7, go to heaven. So you make a bracha, zoichar bris, you don't stare, but you have to glance, otherwise you can't make the bracha. Okay? Now, so when you do Kiddush Lavana Abraham, you're supposed to dance and rejoice because you are reenacting what? A wedding. Which wedding? God and the Jewish people. It'll be lovey-dovey time again. The mask will come off, right? Now he's still Bali. Hosea said, but Mashiach comes, we won't call him Bali anymore. We'll call him Ishi, my loving hubby. Stay tuned, okay? By the year 6000, the jig is up. We're now 57, 78. 78, no? 78. So you do your exercise, you take your spirulina, you'll make it, you know. Before you know it, right? That's the jig is up by the year 6000. How do we know the year 6000? How do we know? Rabbi Bechai says, look at Genesis 1:1. The word aluf is written 6 times there.
Word what?
In Genesis 1:1, the first pasuk in the Torah, the letter aluf is written 6 times. What does aluf mean in Hebrew? Elef. Elef, aluf, same word. Why is the letter aluf written 6 times in Genesis 1:1? Rabbeinu Bechai said, Pi Kabbalah, that's the end game. Mashiach can come before. But if we don't get our act together, Chas v'Sholom, Sonia, by the 6th Elef, by the 6th Aleph, the jig is up. Mashiach has to come. Aleph, Elef, the 6th Elef, 6 Alephs from Genesis 1:1, representing that the end game is what? 6,000 years. We're getting awfully close. You see all the signs. You don't see the signs. You got to be blind. The Kibbutz Goliath, Jews coming from India, the Bnei Menashe, and I came from Brooklyn. My wife came from Tehran, and we met here. The Kibbutz Goliath, what's happening? And the head of the Labor Party, comes out and says that labor forgot what it means to be Jewish. The head of the labor, is that normal? You don't see this guy came from nowhere. Avi Gabbai, transplant. He had 1,000,001 chance to win the head of the labor. Hashem put him there. He's the head of the left. And he says, Chotasi avisi pashati. We forgot God in Judaism. What? Meretz is freaking out. Meretz, they're freaking out. Shoshana Aloni must be turning in her grave. The head of the left. Is this normal? You don't see Kani the Yad Hashem. This guy came from nowhere to become the head of the left. You didn't see a miracle?
What's his name, Rabbi?
Avi Gabbai. He comes from a religious family.
He's a Sfaradi.
He's a Moroccan. He, the heart and the right. He says, Chatoshi avisi poshati. You don't see the Yad Hashem there, Dorit. He never was a member of labor. He came from Kolanu. He parachuted in.
From Kulana.
From Kolanu. You got to be blind, Shirley, not to see the hand of God. To bring the Yidden back, all those Fabissen leftists. How do you say that? The hardened leftists. Fabissen. And he's bringing them back. You don't see the Yad Hashem here? That God is, Sonia, paving the way for what? For Mashiach. Step by step. And Saudi Arabia and Israel, palsy-walsy? Is that normal? You're not going to believe this. Thanks to Yehuda, read the Jerusalem Post. And 2 days ago, Jerusalem Post had an article. The chief Galach of Saudi Arabia, the chief rabbi, of Saudi Arabia, what's his called? The chief of Saudi Arabia, the chief imam, gave an interview on Turkish TV that Hamas, when they attack Israel, are terrorists. They have no right to kill innocent Jewish people. He called Hamas terrorists for attacking Israel. The chief imam of Saudi Arabia, is that normal? You got to be blind not to see the Yad Hashem. Well, the blinders are coming off. He said Hamas is a terrorist organization because they attack innocent Jewish people. What do you want from innocent Jewish people, he said. And now they're getting so cozy with Israel, right? What's going on? What's going on, Mickey? We're getting close. We're getting close. So every time you do Kiddush Levana, have in mind that what? We're on the right path. When God and us will be lovey-dovey again. So you dance and sing Simchas Nesuin, like at a wedding. Now, if you look at source number 7, Avraham, see slide number 2? Source number 7, Magen Avraham, you see that? Source number 2, 7. You dance 3 times, right? Rokat Gimel Pamim. B'yizoyer, be careful, Shlo Yichra. Be careful that you don't bow down. Why? Why, Chava? The Mechzek, Karei Lavan, it looks like what? You're bowing down to the moon, God forbid. We're not moon worshippers. So dance, but be careful what? Not to bow. And therefore, after Kiddush Levana, what do we do? Oleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol v'anachnu koyrim shtachnu. We said Oleinu. So why after Kiddush Levana, Nechama, why do you say Oleinu again? Because who do we bow to? Lifnei melech malchei hamlachim. There's no other reason. You said Oleinu already. So after Kiddush Levana, you say Oleinu again. Because we only bow Lifnei melech malchei hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's why we feed Aleinu.
Shouldn't they skip the last Aleinu and show if you're going to go out?
No, we do it again. Play it again, Sam. We are not moon worshippers. So therefore we say Aleinu Ot Pam. We're only praising God through his props. Through his handiwork, right? Very interesting. Now, number 8, the Shloah HaKadosh. Know who he was? The Shloah HaKadosh? A great Kabbalist in Tzfas in the 1600s. He deals with the question of why women do not say what? Kiddush Levana. See source number 8? Source number 8, in the middle of that, Yehuda. You see he says that? He says, Umatov ma'od yafak yasa yu'elach pagam havana v'tia or havanik or achama. If you look in Isaiah, chapter 30, when Mashiach comes, the light of the sun will become what? As great as the light of the moon. I'm testing you. Yeah, V'tia or you have it Dorit. V'tia or havanak or achama. You look in Isaiah 30, in the Gemara Pesachim 68. It says that the light of the moon will become as bright as what? The light of the sun. Now, is that to be taken literally, Elisheva? The world would fry. We'd all be French fries. What does Isaiah 30 mean in Pesachim 68? That the light of the moon will be as great as the light of the sun. Now remember, prophets speak in parables. The only prophet that did not speak in parables was Moses. All other prophets, Lingi, speak in metaphor. So when Isaiah 30 says that the light of the moon will be great as the light of the sun, he cannot mean literally, because then the world would what? Burn up. Who is the sun? The UN. Who's the moon? Jewish people. We're going to shine. We'll be the superpower. We will outshine the UN and the EU. That's what it means. Our light will eclipse their light in the spiritual sense. V'oz yiskadal v'yiskadash shemei Rabbi v'Hashem shalem. Then God's name will be complete and God's throne is complete. Now it's not complete. Why? Because you have Abu Mamzer in power and Hezbollah, right? And Hamas. So therefore God's name is not complete, his throne is not complete, right? But only when Mashiach comes and the Jewish people will assume their rightful position, will outshine the UN, then God's name and God's throne will be complete. Ashenira be'ena. You see this, Rivka? Shemitam zeh. What's the next word? Mitam zeh. Misrakim anoshim. Women keep away. Women keep away. Mi mitzvah zu. Afapi shemekayim in harbe mitzvah seid Gran Rama. Dr. Abramson, he deals with your question. Women keep many positive time-bound mitzvahs. Women sit in the sukkah. Women shake a lulav. Even though it's time-bound. They don't have to, but they do. So why do they keep away from this mitzvah of Kiddush Levana? I don't know. I'm asking you. He says, Mitam zu. Kigon shayfer v'lulav. Shayfer and lulav are time-bound, yet women what? Run to hear shayfer. V'lo what's the next word? V'lo yirinu ma'olam, Yehudi. Have that? We don't see ever noshim mikaimois Kiddush Levana. we don't see that ladies what? Keep Kiddush Levana. But he doesn't say why. He says mitam zu. What does mitam zu mean? For this reason, thank you. Which reason? Huh? I'm confused. He says from this reason, which reason? Women keep away from Kiddush Levana, and we don't see women doing Kiddush Levana. Huh? Why is that? So, I'll tell you why. You're sitting down, right? The Jewish people are like the moon, right? We get eclipsed and we get swallowed up in blackness. Why? Because of our sins. But you ladies don't sin. Throughout the Dor HaMidbar, the worst sins, the Chet HaEgel, the Chet HaMaraglim, the Korach rebellion, the wild Moabite women, who was guilty? Us. The ladies were completely righteous. Who diminished the moon? Who diminished the light of the moon? Our sins. So we have to do Kiddush Levana. That's what the Shlom means. But since you ladies, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Why is Rosh Chodesh a woman's holiday?
Okay, now we'll get to it. Therefore, Rosh Chodesh is a yontif of ladies. Why is Rosh Chodesh a yontif for ladies? Right? Why is that? Well, let me just work it out here. Why is Rosh Chodesh yontif? When the moon blacked out, the situation looks hopeless. Remember Sonia in Mitzrayim? Amram got up and divorced his wife. Why have babies? They'll wind up in Auschwitz. So the chief rabbi divorced his wife. All the Hasidim divorced. So there you have the end of the Jewish problem. Remember Gemara cited page 12. All the Jews said, why have babies? They'll wind up in the bottom of the Nile River. So what happened? They all divorced their wives. Little Miriam said, Abba, your decree is worse than Stalin. 5-year-old girl, speaking of chief rabbi, because Stalin only decreed what? Boys. By divorcing mommy, you're preventing girl babies to be born. Abba, decree is worse than Pharaoh. So what? He remarried Yocheved, and if the Rebbe remarried they all remarried. Who was born? Moshe Rabbeinu. If it wasn't for little Miriam, Moses would never be born. Men. All we saw was blackness. We saw no hope in Mitzrayim. We were ready, Sharon, to throw in the towel. The moon is blacked out. You can't. Rosh Chodesh, can you see the moon tonight? No, it's all black. It's your holiday. Because when we see blackness, what do you see? Renewal. It looks black now, but it's not going to be black for long. God is not going to give up on us. Women have the koyach to see through the blackness. Therefore, Rosh Chodesh is what? Dorit, your yontif. Your yontif. When it's blacked out and we think the matzav is hopeless like in Mitzrayim, and we divorced our wives, the women never gave up hope. Remember, they snuck out chavo picnic baskets, remember? And they made lovey-dovey with their husbands. The husband didn't want to have no children. And they kuchi-shmuchi, right? Remember, a beautiful Rashi there, right? Underneath the apple tree, right? Tachas hatepuch or articha. Remember the Andrew sisters?
Yeah.
Do you remember the Andrew sisters? I'm not joking. There's a pasuk in Shir Hashirim. Tachas hatepuch or articha. Underneath the apple tree, I sexually aroused you. Who's saying that? The Jewish wife to the hubby. So the Andrew sister sang, don't make love with anybody. Don't sit under the apple tree with anybody but me. That's Shir Hashirim, Abraham. Shir Hashirim. We were ready to throw in the towel. You had no cheshik to have children. The ladies wouldn't give up. They made themselves sexy for their husbands, and they seduced their husbands underneath the apple tree. Wow, you ladies have us beat. So Rosh Chodesh is your yontif. When things look black and hopeless, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. We can't, Avram. Women have a bino yetera to see right through. So therefore, Rosh Chodesh is what? Their yontif. Can you see the moon tonight? Black. Hopeless. But the ladies, they can see through. It's not going to be black for long. we will renew ourselves. Chodesh Chidush. Wow. So therefore, it's your yontif. It's your yontif, right? So therefore, you don't have to do Kiddush Lavana. We reduce the moon. It's not in the physical sense. The moon was never the same size as the sun. That's an allegory. You know, Talmud speaks in allegory. It means we reduced our light by our sins. That's why we suffer. But the ladies never sin, never. Not the Meraglim, not the Egel, not the Korach, not the bad-mouthing the Mun, and the wild Moabite women. The ladies were completely innocent. They never reduced the light of the moon. So why do they have to do Kiddush Lavana for? Isn't that incredible? Therefore, the Shlach Kodesh says, that's the secret. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. For the same reason you ladies don't put on tefillin and don't wear a talis. You don't need it. You got us beat. Therefore, the word for God, Shekhinah, is feminine. The word for soul, Neshama, is feminine. The word for Torah, feminine. The word for Mishnah, feminine. The word for mitzvah, Kawinky Dinky? Torah, thank you. Neshama, Shekhinah. It's all feminine. That's why women don't do Kiddush Lavana. Oh, wow. Pretty interesting. Now, source number 9. See source number 9, Rabbi Omer. Yeah, this is Rabbi Yosef, source number 9. You should do it the mitzvah b'tzibur, right? You should do a Kiddush Lavana b'tzibur, the Baroi Vam Hadvas Melech. What does that mean? The Baroi Vam Hadvas Melech, Avram, what does that mean? That there's more glory for the king when people praise him what? Together, right? The Baroi Vam Hadvas Melech. The Mechuach, the Tam, the Zriz Magdim, the Mitzvah, Doch Tam, the Baroi Vam. Now, Zriz Magdim, the Mitzvahs pushes away the Rovam Hadvas Melech. Is that true? Yeah. So what's better? Is it better to do Birchet Lavana b'Yachid, Zriz Magdim Mitzvot, or is it better to wait, Abraham, and do a Kiddush Lavana b'Tzibur? Huh? When you have these two principles clashing, in one corner, Zriz Magdim Mitzvot. You have a mitzvah to do, you do it as early as possible. In the other corner, Baroi Vam Hadvas Melech. It's more glory for the king when you praise him a lot, when there's more people there. So when these two principles clash, what has Kadima? Baroi Vam Hadvas Melech. What's the proof? On Rosh Hashanah, there's one Torah mitzvah. Davening is only the Rabbanan, you know that? What's the Torah mitzvah in Rosh Hashanah? Shofar. Why do you push it off till Musaf? There's only one Torah mitzvah. Davening is only the Rabbanon. Sharona, the only mitzvah, don't steal my thunder, thank you. Wait. One. You should blow shofar shachris. Vayashkem Avram baboker. When there's a mitzvah to do, you're supposed to do it as early as possible, Dorit. So why do you push off shofar blows until Musaf? So the Yishalmi says something incredible. Even 2,000 years ago, more people came to shul on Musaf than Shachris.
Kiddush is closer.
Yeah? So 2,000 years ago, the Yishalmi knew that there's a lot of hashluf for the people. And more people show up to shul when? Musaf. So therefore, we push off shofar bluzen until Musaf, even though you should blow it when? Shachrit, because reason Magdim mitzvot. Because Baroi Vam Hadvas Melech, when you blow shofar, what are you doing? You're coronating the King of Kings. It's nicer to coronate him when the shul is full. Nebach Shachris, it's not that full. Look, nothing has changed. Human nature doesn't change in 2,000 years. Like Yehuda says, people come Musaf, it's closer to the Kiddush. They can smell the kugel, so they come then. So we'll wait, we'll blow shofar at Musaf, because Baroi Vam Hadvas Melech trumps what? Zriz Magdim. And Shlomo Zalman Auerbach says, that explains why they make in Eretz Yisrael, they make brisim late in the day. They asked him, what are you making bris late in the day? Vayashkan ro'am baboker. And you make bris in the afternoon. Is that right? What about zrizim magdim mitzvahs? So he said, because more people will show up at the bris when? For lunch than breakfast. Right? So therefore there's more people. It's greater glory to do the circumcision when there's more people there. So that trumps, excuse my expression, that trumps. Hey, so you don't do sometimes you push off the bris until lunchtime, because Beroizom Hadras Melech, and that trumps Zerizim Magdimin Lemitzvot. Yes, you had a question?
Yeah, they blow the shofar early. They were to blow the shofar early, but because the Romans thought they were...
That's one reason.
So that's what...
That's a separate... But each reason stands on its own.
That trumps your one reason. And the second reason about Christian and Pushwars, they always do it in the morning.
Right, so why are we here to do it late?
Why they do it here late?
So Shlomo Zalman says, because here, more people will show up late. And that's what he says. The reason Magdimin, that's what he says. Shlomo Zalman Auerbach, good enough for me, that Beroivam Hadvas Melech trumps reason Magdimin Lemitzvahs. Okay? Go ahead. Right? They don't have to do...
Sinning and after that. So it seems like they're at a very high level.
They are. What do you mean, seems?
Okay, but then...
My wife puts me to shame.
Okay, I'm just asking you a question. I'm not criticizing anyone, but we say in the davening every day that you make a brother slow a son, he shut.
Aryeh, right?
Yeah.
Aryeh.
And then we say Kirtan.
Oh, I'm ready, Aryeh.
Okay.
What's Shlo Yisani Isha? Is that a knock on women? Chas v'sholem. The Gemara Brocha says that the worst pain in the world is the pain of childbirth. The worst pain in the world. So we say, Shelo Yisani Isha, thank God you didn't make me a woman. I haven't got time for the pain. We couldn't stand the pain. So therefore we make that bracha. It's not a knock on women. We couldn't handle the pain. Women's threshold for pain is much greater. And how do a lady make a bracha? Aryeh? Shasani Kertzainai. We make the bracha negative. You ladies make a bracha, Shasani Kertzainai. God, you made me exactly the way you are.
I thought you said slow shut because the men gets to do more.
Good thing you came today.
But that's the reason.
But I'm giving you another reason.
Now you're saying that's
Each reason stands on its own. The Gemara Bracha says that we couldn't handle the pain of childbirth. So therefore we make that bracha, thanking God you didn't make me a woman to put me through that. But ladies make the bracha Aryeh in the positive. Shosani Kertzainai. You, God, made me exactly according to what? The way you are. The way you are. That's the Bina Yeteda that women have. The Bina Yeteda. Who's greater, the mothers or the fathers? The mama, the papa. The mothers are much greater.
Of course.
Right? Sarah knew better than Abraham. Yitzchak knew better than Rivka.
The other way around.
I'm testing you. Rivka knew better than Yitzchak. And most of all, Yaakov was the best of the Avos, right? Bechir Shabbat. Yaakov didn't want Leah. Leah knew that without her, there's no priesthood, there's no Levites, there's no kingship, and there's no Mashiach.
50%.
He didn't know, but Mama Leah knew. Without me, you ain't got no Messiah, no king, no Levite, you ain't got nothing. Rachel and Leah knew, therefore Rachel gave the signs. Without Leah, there's no Mashiach, there's no Kahuna, Avram. And Yaakov didn't know that. So you see that the mothers have the fathers beat by a mile. You see that over and over again. What? Eza Kenegdo. What does Eza Kenegdo mean? What?
Make them feel good.
Rastavechik addresses that question. Vatokam ba'oid laila. What do you say? The question is, why do women always stay in the background, right? So the answer is, if you look at the Eishes Chayil Meyimtza da 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 da, Mishlei 31, Vatokam ba'od laila. The Eishes Chayil gets up at night. What is she, an insomniac? What are you singing every Friday night for Vatokan Boy Lila? She gets up. Well, she can't sleep. Let her take a sleeping pill. Rav Soloveitchik explains the greatness of a woman is to be behind the scenes. Don't make a big deal about me. But Vatokan Boy Lila doesn't mean that she can't sleep at night. She does things behind the scenes because she's a tsanua. Because she was created from what organ? From the pinky?
No.
Why didn't God take a nose? Why did He took inside? Hidden. She stays behind because she's taken from an inside organ. The quality of what? Of a tsanua. Who does she imitate? Says Rav Soloveitchik. The Shekhinah. The Shekhinah is also hidden. In the Kodesh HaKadoshim, only once a year the Kohen Gadol goes in there. So Rav Soloveitchik said the women have this, the Shekhinah, to remain behind the curtain, the Holy of Holies, secluded. That's her greatness. Her modesty, imitating the Shekhinah. The great Rav Soloveitchik said. It's because of her greatness. Remember the Isha Shinamit? Remember Elisha? The Isha Shinamit, thank you, I'm glad somebody. Shunamit, right? Shunamit, right? Elisha came to her and said, Hayesh l'dabalach el hamelech. Can I speak to the king for you? The Zohar says that day was Rosh Hashanah. You hear this, Chava? And I'll speak to the king for you. Who's the king? Melech Malchei Elohim. She was barren. She couldn't have a child. Give me your name, and I'll put in a good word with the king for you. You want a child. What's your name? What does she answer, Aryeh? Betoch ami anochi yoshevet. Hear this great woman? Betoch ami anochi yoshevet. Don't single me out. Daven for all the barren women in Israel. I want to remain behind the scene. What an answer. The great Elisha said, give me a petek with your name. I have an in with the boss. It's Rosh Hashanah today. The Melech Malchei Malachim. She said, no thank you. B'toich ami anochi yoshevet. I want to remain behind. B'toich ami. Don't single me out. Daven for all the barren akoros in Israel.
So the mitzvah.
I don't want the spotlight because I'm a tsanua. What an answer. She knew better than Elisha. The great, she was no prophet. But the women have the bina yetera.
But not only that, she actually, because she asked for help for all the barren women.
That's what she got answered. Beautiful.
Better.
The Talmud says, if you pray for someone and you need that, you get answered first. So she knew that, Aryeh, right? You're in need and your friend is in need. You both need the same thing. You pray for your friend, you get answered first, right? Boomerang, yes?
The reason you don't want to be singled out because you can bring judgment upon yourself, because now you're singled out. God's going to look at your case and say, maybe this person doesn't.
So the prophet didn't know that? Elisha didn't know that? He said, I got it in with the boss. It's Rosh Hashanah today. Come on, lady, give me your name. That's the modesty, you great ladies, right? You share that with the Shekhinah, says Rav Soloveitchik. The Shekhinah remains, what's the word, sequestered? Cloistered? Behind the curtain? Only once a year he goes in there, the high priest. Thank you very much. Thursday at 2:30. 2:30 at Thursday. Thank you.